baby roll. Looking for salvation on the radio. Left foot on the pedal. I got you on my mind. I'm gonna push it, baby, to the red line. I think about my brothers who got themselves killed.
Actually, there is. My grandfather played piano and sang. My father plays piano and banjo, and he sings. He really likes Dixieland music. And so when I was a kid, I just grew up listening to a lot of banjo music. And then when I discovered rock and roll, it blew my mind. And I knew I had to play guitar. First of all, he was my great-great-great-grandfather's brother. Okay, so it's not that direct because I'm not as rotund as Waymire Taft. And no, it doesn't have anything to do with anything. I don't know. It's just kind of a cool fact, you know?
To the stations, landed on the blues.
Well, most often I play the Stratocaster I'll be playing tonight. It's one of the very first relics that they made in maybe 94, 95. It's a custom shop relic. It's a fantastic sounding guitar, swamp ash body, bird's eye maple neck. And I have a bunch of other Stratocasters. I learned basically playing guitar on Stratocasters. But I also like Gibsons. I have a really nice 335. It's a 1995 dot neck reissue, and I put Lindy Fralin pickups in it, and that thing is amazing. You can play anything from jazz to pretty much play metal on that thing. It's a great guitar. And I have a Les Paul. It's a 2006 custom shop vintage old specification. It's 1960. And I shaved the neck down a little bit, but when I'm on the road here, I borrow a Tokai from my friend Ralph at Tone Hunter. It's the guy that makes my amplifiers, and it's a 1971 Tokai lawsuit guitar because it says Les Paul Reborn on it, but it plays probably better than the Les Paul I have. But I have a bunch of Martin acoustics that I play all the time, and but I don't have 50 guitars. I have maybe 30, and then maybe 10 are really good, and the other ones are okay. There is a huge difference between the audiences in Poland and in America. I think Americans have had live music for so long, in American rock and roll and British rock and roll, that maybe it's not as interesting to them anymore. And I find when we come to Poland, the audiences are not only more enthusiastic and energetic, but they are a little bit younger than the audiences that we see when we play in America and in the Netherlands and in Germany. So especially the festivals, it seems like you'll get some young 20, 25-year-old kids coming out, and they like American blues and rock and guitar playing, and it's very nice that they're not all listening to EDM. Well, so I have two sort of categories of artists that I really like, and there are the guitar players, guys in bands, and then there are songwriters. My favorite songwriters are Neil Young, Lou Reed, David Bowie, Bob Dylan. Sort of those are the top four. And when I was a teenager, their songs were very important to me because there are things that I wanted to play on the acoustic. So if you gave me acoustic now, I could probably play, 3 or 4 hours of those songs. I really love those tunes. I think the artists that influenced me creatively were some of the British Invasion bands that were maybe sound a little sloppy, like the Faces, the Stones. There was an accessibility to that. It's like, hey, I can play that. I just picked up the guitar in 6 months. I can play Jumpin' Jack Flash or something. And that was a lot of fun. But as I got into it, some of the artists that were more creative, like prog rock, like Rush, very creative. Their early career, sort of just left the whole verse, chorus, bridge, chorus thing behind. I thought that was really cool. Same with Steely Dan. Love that stuff. But as far as guitar playing, guys like Billy Gibbons and Joe Walsh are kind of my heroes because they play very tasty and they play with economy. They're not playing a cajillion notes. I might be guilty of playing a lot of notes sometimes, but I try to keep it simpler, like an Angus Young solo or something maybe.
Back to Tennessee, baby, I'm gonna sleep on.
Well, I've been playing guitar for 35 years, and for maybe the first 15 to 20 years, I played 3 or 4 hours every day. Every day. Then we were on vacation. I'd take my guitar, through the airports, real pain in the butt. But I played so much then that it sort of made it easier for me to pick up new things. So I'll go through, like now, I feel like I know the instrument pretty well, but I will sit down and work on new things. Oh, I heard something in my head that I want to try to play on the guitar, and so I'll practice it. But I'm not a guy that plays scales all day or anything. In fact, I don't. I would rather that I didn't. I want to be able to express myself with, in the moment, spontaneously. And I think it's difficult if your brain already has all these patterns in it. I don't like to do that. Bochnia Rocks!